I made an SML island in Tomodachi life, and some absolute crazy things happened. Okay, can I drop the SML slop channel act now? If you somehow don't know by watching the past 8 videos on my channel, I have been so excited for Tomodachi life living the dream. And if you also didn't know, SML is probably one of my favorite YouTube channels, ever, even if it's a little embarrassing to say. I've made a lot of content about both topics, so it just seems natural to mix both topics together and put SML characters on my Tomodachi life island. So I did exactly that, and this is how it went. I started off by naming my island my insanely creative name and making my first Mii. And this is definitely a hard choice. There's a good few main characters in SML, but in the end, I decided to make the OG main character, Marvin. And this is probably the time I should specify I am making the puppet versions of the characters, and not the plushie versions, sadly. So, I make the best Marvin Mii that I possibly can and fill his personality out. He's pretty flat. Marvin, you're a really flat guy. Don't got a flat ass, though, if you know what I mean. Oh. Reserved. Marvin is a perfectionist, imaginative and inspired, happiest when creating something, finds beauty in everyone and everything. Are we sure that this is Marvin? After this, though, they asked me what name I would like all of my loyal Miis to call me, in which I choose the creative name of Logan Thirstyacre. I start feeding nachos to him because Marvin's a fat ass and he's hungry or something, I guess. And then I stare at Marvin so long he starts to look like an ugly bug that I want to stomp on. Then Nintendo finally lets Marvin free of his house, and he screams the name of the game at the top of his lungs in excitement. This is where our playthrough truly begins, but we are just stuck with Marvin for a little bit. So I feed him some food, pet his ugly, bald 40-year-old head, and give him a little bit of personality. And finally, Marvin explains his immense loneliness to us and asks us to make him a friend. So I get to work in the Mii Maker, and I make the absolute best and absolutely not terrifying at all Jeffy Mii ever made on this planet. We craft out a little personality for Jeffy, and now Marvin has his all-time best friend ready to have fun with him on the island. And by that, I mean I force them to become best friends. And Marvin shows off his iconic party hips to Jeffy. What the fuck, Marvin? What are you doing? But Jeffy thinks he can take their friendship even further. So he consults me and asks what him and Marvin should even talk about. I dug deep through my brain, searching for the utmost creative and thoughtful prompt ever to be typed into Tomodachi life living the dream.
Got it. I'll go talk to him about an orangutan pussy.
Coming up, we got Justin Bieber's latest hit single, Orangutan Pussy.
Orangutan pussy! Orangutan pussy! Orangutan pussy! Daddy, this song is gay as fuck!
Morning, Marvin. Do you feel like talking about an orangutan pussy?
Sure. But let me ask you this. Let's say you're offered a large orangutan pussy or a small orangutan pussy. Jeffy, which do you choose?
Well, that's easy. I have to go with the large orangutan pussy, hands down.
Right? Of course you would. Everybody knows a Mondo-sized orangutan pussy is the only choice. I like the way you think, Jeffy.
You know, I could honestly sit here and talk about a massive orangutan pussy for hours. Did we just become friends?
Yup.
And they do finally give me the option to give Marvin and Jeffy nicknames for each other, so of course I take the opportunity to nickname Marvin Daddy. And since the two residents of our island are besties now, we get our right to add a third me to our island. But if Marvin and Jeffy are living here, who's gonna collect their house payment from the wishing fountain? Mr. Goodman, of course.
Shut the fuck up!
And he is my choice for my third me on our island. I fill out his personality, and this is also a good chance to include the information that I have made every single character on this island bisexual. There are absolutely no limits to who can and can't fall in love with each other. But with that information, we have our very own Mr. Goodman on our island, and honestly, for some reason, he might just be my favorite of all the me's I've made. I might just have a bias towards Goodman himself, but I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but I honestly think I kind of nailed this me's look and personality almost perfectly. He looks a little boring, but, I mean, he's Mr. Goodman. But then, I make all of my me's interact with each other just a little bit more to level up a little bit, and make some more friendships. Even surprisingly with Marvin and Goodman. And eventually I get access to the clothing shop for all my characters. We get some absolute perfect outfits for all of our characters in the meantime, before we get access to the super customization. And I debate buying the red hat for Marvin in the store quite a bit, but I decide not to. And everybody on our island is looking absolutely fly now. Jeffy even recreates a real SML episode. And now, with a fourth character unlocked on our island, I decided to add the obvious choice for a fourth character. Marvin's trusting partner, who's always there for him wherever he needs him, and the love of his life, Brooklyn Tea Guy. I think that this is the worst looking me that I've made, but I still really like him. He's just incomplete until I have an Applebee's on my island. This is also only version 1 of Brooklyn Guy, as I do plan on adding individual guys for each job that he has, as well as, of course, Does Bad Things Guy. And because Brooklyn Guy is just the coolest guy ever, he challenges me to a game of red light, green light, because he can't get over Squid Games, I guess. And he loses horribly, because I am the absolute undisputed champion at red light, green light. And because I won, he gives me a Fortnite llama, and I give him a Hawaiian shirt in return, since I don't have any matching clothes for him yet. I'm then informed by Goodman that he just really wants to speak to Marvin, because he's his best friend. So I bring the two together to talk about the one thing that they both know best.
Morning, Marvin. Do you feel like talking about paying the house payment?
Sure, but tell me, Goodman, how good are you at paying the house payment?
I don't want to brag or anything, but I don't think you'll find anyone on all of SML who's better at paying the house payment than me.
That's amazing. I really respect folks who are good at paying the house payment. Wanna be friends?
It somehow grows them closer than they were before, but I give Goodman a little bit more personality, and now they're both super besties. But Little does Marvin know, Goodman is like Norman Osborn. The house payment will slowly overtake him and warp his mind into something twisted and destroyed and dark and deep and painful and emo and stuff. But never minding that, because we need to get views, Jeffy asks for reassurance that him and Marvin are good friends. And because of that, Jeffy levels up and we're able to give him his famous catchphrase, "Unt." But after patrolling the island for a while, everything seems to be going just fine, and everybody is getting along pretty well, until the unthinkable happens. Mario and Goodman start to become a little too good of friends.
Yeah, I'm okay. Well, I'm happy no one got hurt. See you later. I never knew Mr. Goodman could transfix me like this. I hope he looks at me. No, I'm too nervous. I think I'm falling in love with Mr. Goodman.
That's right. Marvin is officially in love with Mr. Goodman. We are brewing toxic yaoi so good it could make you cry. Marvin even starts role-playing with himself as his own crush. And we unlock the T&C Reno store and give our characters some nice interiors for their houses. I searched for an interior with a red couch, but sadly I do not have any unlocked yet. So I settled on some pretty cool interiors for all of our characters and this awesome all-seeing eye interior for Goodman. And with that, we unlock our 5th member of our island. But before I can actually make the me, Goodman makes me play a round of Zoom quiz, and I lose because of his confusing fancy objects that he throws in there. But, uh-oh, Goodman is stuck or something, and of course, we drag Marvin over to help him. And finally, I'm able to make my 5th me, which I choose to be my beloved Shrek. And I give him the best possible outfit that I can give to him right now. But while looking over all of my me's, I catch a glance that Jeffy is dreaming of something right now. So I decided to catch a glimpse of what he's dreaming about, and...
Who do you think is the coolest person on SML? Easy answer. It's definitely Jeffy. I think you meant me.
There's not a lot of competition around here.
Hypothesis. Jeffy is an extremely talented individual.
I concur. Extremely talented.
And then we're rewarded with a restaurant menu. That's gonna be a perfect gift later for Brooklyn Guy, but I mean, that's kind of a pretty crappy gift. But then immediately after, it finally happens. The feelings are mutual, and Mr. Goodman falls deeply in love with Marvin. But neither of them still know that they love each other. Things are really starting to heat up on the island. So I introduce Marvin to Shrek, and they start having a pretty good conversation. But then, a little later, Marvin asks for a bench, and we unlock the quick build shop. And because of that, we unlock a 6th resident, in which I finally decide to bite the bullet, and I make a Rose me. And, yeah, I take it back. This is definitely the worst looking me on my island now. We build a little path for Rose so she can civilize with everybody else, and then we unlock the ability to make as many characters as we want to. And by as many characters as what we want to. I mean, like 70 Miis, but that's still a whole lot of Miis. And since we're kind of just rapid fire unlocking things, I end up talking to Marvin and unlock the pallet house, and am asked to make them a food, in which I make the most iconic SML food, green beans. I'm sorry, Milk and Cookies, but you know it's true. And as a form of revenge, I immediately feed them to Marvin, and then of course feed them right to Jeffy and force him to eat them. But something must have been wrong with those green beans, because Marvin has a bad case of the hiccups now. So, of course, I call in Mr. Goodman to help him. Mr. Goodman saves him, and they end up leaving and going back to Mr. Goodman's place, and end up hanging out over there and getting all steamy and oh no. But I don't want them to get too steamy for right now, so I decided to cut my playthrough here. I want to add Junior, Joseph, Cody, Chef Pee-Pee, multiple other characters, but I want to try doing them in multiple different segments. So next time, we're gonna find out if Marvin and Goodman truly are compatible, and we'll finally see Junior, Joseph, and Cody in all of their Tomodachi life glory. But comment down below if you have any weird or niche characters that you want me to add in future videos, and what you thought about this video in general, or if you'd like me to do another franchise in Tomodachi life or something. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.